Hello and welcome to Garage Talk. My name is Ben.
And I'm Hunter.
And today we're going to be talking a little bit about what we would do to change the world if we were in charge. And like with every episode of Garage Talk, we will definitely be diverting off the topic multiple times throughout the discussion. Without further ado, Hunter, would you like to get us started off here?
I think if I ruled the world, it would be cake for everybody.
Cake as an ass or or the delicious dessert?
Why not both?
Let me pontificate at you for a minute. Is that okay?
There's that word. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to pontificate at you for a minute here. I believe that the best future is like kind of the one that Star Trek built, where basically we work together as a whole world, and then we do space travel and we adventure to what's out there. The minute we stop arguing about all the dumb little petty shit, the quicker we can move on to a future that more resembles Star Trek. And to be honest, it's, as a big science fiction buff, I've always viewed that as the penultimate of ideal of the future, There's matter replicators. We don't have to worry about food. We don't have to worry about what we do with the garbage. We just re-replicate it into food.
I think it would make sense, too, that if we did meet aliens, let's just say that's what we would discover, is that they are a completely unified planet. Because otherwise, how can you even expect to try to make the advances you would need to make without everybody working together?
What's another thing that we would change about the world? I mean, besides the obvious, there's the obvious, peace and food for everyone, which are like in my Star Trek ideals, how it would be. But besides the obvious, what would be a really cool idea that we could do? What would be something that we could change about the world that would just be crazy?
What about trying to bring back extinct, maybe dinosaurs? Everybody gets a pet dinosaur. And maybe it was in like the Amazon jungle. Is that like the top of this, let's just call it like a mountain or something. It was at the very peak of it. And I guess they found a whole bunch of like prehistoric plants. And they're really weird looking. All these weird looking trees. And
shaped like wieners.
I mean, some of them were questionable.
Or were they true scientists and started sampling immediately? This one's poison. Don't eat that one.
I don't want to break my brain and just kind of be the crazy guy out in the street talking to fucking light poles and stuff.
Fair enough. You don't want to pull a Sid Barrett. So one other thing that I would change about the world is that if you're a man and you're going bald, they provide hats for free, or they provide you with hair transplants if you want them.
Or I would just I would change the culture to where bald men are super sexy, just considered sexy.
I feel like they are.
I would just change the culture. You'd have to do it subtly. A lot of propaganda,
See this bald man? Sexy as fuck.
Ooh.
Calvin Klein.
Look at that gut.
It's just fucking like Idris Elba and Jason Statham. Or Tyrese, if he's still around.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I forgot the legendary bald man, The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I don't know how to feel about that guy.
What do you mean?
He's like, there's times he seems like he'd be really cool, and no shade on The Rock, but there's also times when he seems like he'd be a little cringy to be around a lot.
I don't know, man. Who really knows how these people are behind closed doors? The only person I ever see really act down to earth is Keanu.
Yeah, that's kind of his whole thing. I think he'd probably be a cool guy to hang out with. He still dresses like he's homeless and...
No, he just dresses like a dude. Like, who cares? He's so rich, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what kind of stuff he does. Or any of them. What do they do when, like, they don't have to be somewhere and nobody's, like, up their ass for an interview or whatever?
Apparently he surfs.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Huh.
I'm a big fan of his, so I watch his interviews and stuff because I find him kind of intriguing to listen to. He kind of has that weird cadence. I think we've talked about it before. The way Kurt Cobain talks, it's just a very weird kind of cadence.
Yeah.
And those types of people really intrigue me. Kind of the off the beaten path kind of, some people might call them oddballs, but
yeah,
I just find those people who speak in a different way interesting.
I know for a long time, everybody used to kind of poke fun at him if they ever did like a Keanu Reeves impression, it was always like that surfer voice and dude and all that shit.
Well, that's how it was in Bill and Ted.
Right.
I mean, that was a good fucking movie.
And in like Point Break and stuff like that, like he's got the
Does he in Point Break?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's been so long since I've watched that.
And like Speed and stuff. He didn't really drop that until like a lot later on.
Matrix?
Probably, yeah. I think Matrix was when you actually hear him talk normal,
Yeah, fair enough.
for lack of a better
Yeah,
term.
but Bill and Ted was so good, dude. One of my favorite jokes of all time, where they're like, oh, we gotta find out about Socrates. Look under that chapter in our book, Socrates.
What's the one where they're like 69, dude?
They're like, what's the secret number? It's like they had a secret password or a number, and they're like, you know what it is. 69, dude.
Yeah, be cool to each other. What else would you change or, improve upon or get rid of or...
I don't know, man. I feel like I would just spend a lot of money doing scientific explorations.
Yeah.
Like to the Mariana Trench, finding enough money to spend to make something strong enough to journey to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
I'd love to know. I don't know. I would just repurpose funding to things that actually mattered instead of like, there's a lot of things that we fund that just don't matter.
Well, I guess if we had world peace, we wouldn't really need so much money into all of the military stuff.
Exactly. Like, there would be so much money to be used, and every country spends a shitload on military. Mm-hmm. It's just a necessity. You have to defend your people if it comes down to it. That's just how our current world works. But, one day, I'd hope to not, no more war. Obviously, that's like a duh one. Who wants more war?
Yeah, exactly, except psychos. What else would I change?
I would get rid of, like, generalized media propaganda.
Yeah, that's kind of a big one. How would you distribute information, but actually be transparent, but also, because you know how transparency is now, you can't really trust if that's really what's up or...
Well, now, but like, there was a point in time when the media wasn't like that, where you could trust what the news had to tell you, and it wasn't like a lie, it wasn't like an opinion piece, it was like, here are the facts, you choose what you see from those facts.
Maybe we could do like what the Athenians did, and every so often, like every year or something like that, I think they would literally just randomly choose a few people to like kind of run shit.
Well, that's what we do.
Well, I mean, I don't remember exactly how it all worked, but I think it could be like a rich dude with a lot of influence and everything, or it could be some guy that makes shoes.
Yeah, we do that. A guy who makes shoes can become the president.
Yeah, I don't know.
He can run for Congress. I mean, if you look at a lot of Congress members, what they did if they weren't like, permanent politicians, a lot of them worked regular jobs.
Yeah.
Or, nice jobs. Man, if I were to change the world, there's so many things I would do, but most of them would just be get rid of the general discord of different parties just doing what's best.
Yeah.
I mean, both sides know what's best. Maybe they don't always agree, but there's a general ground that you can reach in consensus in the middle. That's best. It's why people are allowed to own guns, but guns are very regulated.
Yeah.
That tracks. That's a good compromise, in my opinion. But each side is always like picking for more, and it's just like, let it go. Like it's okay where it's at. Not really. The amount of gun violence is crazy, but I don't feel like that doesn't... Okay, so in my mind, the gun violence doesn't directly correlate with the ability to own a gun.
Right.
In my mind, gun violence directly correlates with mental health.
In my mind, it just correlates with people are going to fuck each other up no matter what they use to do it with.
Exactly. Well, in like Britain, there's stabbings.
Yeah.
But like in America, the gun violence is out of control, but it's also like... Maybe we should bring back loony bins mental asylums.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks a lot, Reagan.
I probably should bring them back.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt. And I'm sure we have a lot more to learn as well, but now that we have a better understanding comparatively from then, we could probably help these people a lot better than we ever could before.
Yeah, dude, I don't want to like these people who are shooting other people are not okay in the brain. It's just like you don't shoot another person in cold blood like that. It's one thing when you're defending your country, and that's you do what you have to do to defend your country, right? That's just how it is. You know, people don't want to have to kill each other in war, but you do what you have to do
Right.
to defend your people. You'll defend your family. You would do anything to defend your family. Most people would.
Yeah. A lot of times veterans will tell you, like, when they're fighting, they're not necessarily, the first thing on their mind is, God and country and all this other stuff. A lot of times they're fighting for the dudes next to them, or they're thinking about their kids and their families and stuff back home.
What's that message? You fight for your friends and your neighbors and your family. You fight for everybody when you go off to war.
You fight for your community.
But that's that's a whole different monster. Like if you just kill someone in cold blood, you have something wrong with your brain.
Yeah.
You have something wrong with you.
Yeah.
It's not normal to want to kill somebody else.
For no reason, yeah.
Well, even if you have a reason. Not just for no reason. Even if you have a reason, it's not normal.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I don't believe in the capital punishment. I feel like there's really no good reason to kill someone.
I think capital punishment is more for the families of the victims.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about killing the guy for his deeds. I think it's about like giving the families closure, and like the fact that a life sentence can be 25 years and people can get out.
Yeah, no, that part's fucked up.
That's really fucked up. I mean, I think the maximum is like you can serve consecutive life sentences and never be released from prison.
Yeah.
But you can also kill a person and get out.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. You took someone's life, you don't get to live a fucking happy life anymore.
So that's something we would change probably. I mean, I'm with you there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those people probably, it's just, you'd be costing taxpayers or whoever pays whatever a bunch more money.
I'd be happy to contribute to someone's misery for killing people.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know. It just feels, I can't really explain it that well. It just feels wrong. It doesn't feel like the right thing to do. It doesn't feel like justice. Anyway, yeah, this is really dark. Let's move on. What else will we change? Let's see. What about travel?
I build big ass bridges across the ocean, bro.
I was literally just thinking kind of the same thing, except like tubes that like go under the ocean and stuff, like a giant those things at the bank where you go see.
Oh, like in Futurama, the traveling tubes around the city.
Yeah, it's not a unique idea, but
that's what my mind correlates.
Yeah,
to.
exactly. I mean that sort of tubes, taking people and things all over the place isn't really a new idea, but I mean, shit, man, if we have all this money to work with, why not make it, why not be able to get from New York to, I don't know, a city in the Congo in 5 minutes instead of having it take...
Hippos, probably a good reason not to.
Just hippos.
Hippos are extremely violent.
Yeah, I guess they're like one of the main killers.
Dude,
people.
I saw a video of this guy chucking a pumpkin in a hippo's mouth and just destroyed the pumpkin.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
I saw the same thing with a watermelon. It's
And then have you ever seen a pumpkin? Not a pumpkin, a hippo. Have you ever seen a hippo in the water chasing after a person?
No.
It's one of the scariest. It's scarier than like when you see a croc chasing someone. Like it is frightening because they're so quick in the water.
Yeah, they are.
And they're angry. And they will eat you for just no reason. I mean, they kill about the same amount of people a year, if not more, than sharks. But sharks are just... People are terrified of sharks.
No, yeah, that's true. Sharks, actually, I think, get a pretty bad rap.
Jaws, man.
Yeah.
That's what did it, was the movie Jaws.
And I honestly think, like, it had a lot to do with, like, why so many people are afraid of clowns and stuff.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I could see that being super likely.
Could also be that one guy that was like a clown and was literally a serial killer.
John Wayne Gacy?
Yeah.
His last words were, "Go Bears."
Are you serious?
No, I'm fucking around. Because he's from Chicago in that SNL skit.
Down Bears. I think another thing I would do is I would really sort of hog tie social media. I would make it to where you could still... share your little pictures and stuff and chit chat with your friends and all that. But like, no more social forums. That shit is like, it's bad. It's bad for society. You don't need to know everybody's opinion on everything. It's
I don't know, man.
So unnecessary.
If I don't have Snoop Dogg's opinion on brownies, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Exactly, yeah. Fuck that. No more people on the internet.
You know what I would change, man? I think I would change how the education system works. Now, the education system we have now it's all right, man. We teach, math, English, and all that, all the basic stuff. But I think we need to get more into the mechanical nature of what it is to really be an adult. I had a business management class. It was like a 6-month or 4-month semester course, and they would just teach us like how to budget our books and how to handle a checkbook and all that, and how to handle your own debt. But I feel like just a 4-month course on something that important isn't really the way to go about it. Now, I feel like you could add all sorts of things like learning how to use a saw, which would be really fucking helpful, to have known how to use a saw.
Yeah.
I think maybe learning how to do your own oil change and learn how to care for a car should be mandatory.
Yeah.
Even though I chose not to take like an engines class or anything like that, but I feel like it should have been mandatory.
Like house repairs and...
Yeah, exactly. Things like the things that are conventional. How to manage a yard. How to do your taxes. Stuff like that.
Even growing a garden or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Learning how to farm. I mean, they had like the FFA, the Future Farmers of America groups, but those weren't mandatory. Well, something like that should have been. It's good to know how to grow your own stuff. I don't really know how to grow things. I would need a lot of guidance and a lot of help. You know what else I'd change about the world? More pirates.
Oh, dude, pirates are so cool.
No, they're really not. This is my boat. What was that movie?
Hollywood pirates are cool. Real pirates were probably some of the worst human beings on Earth.
Probably, yeah. More than likely.
Still are. Yeah, because you got the Somali pirates, and is that the only place pirates are coming out of now? And that's the ones you hear about all the time.
It's the only ones I know of.
Yeah.
It's not like a big thing to commit robbery on the high seas anymore. Well, it's not a conventional form of income anymore.
You give a little dude a rusty old AK, man, it's all of a sudden he's got a lot of power.
You know what else I would change, man? I'd probably bring back like smoking sections. Or like certain restaurants where you could actually still smoke. I feel like as a smoker, they've taken away every right as a smoker I can have. Like sometimes you can't even smoke in parking lots.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen stuff like that, especially in like bigger cities.
And I get not wanting people to throw their cigarette butts on the ground. Super fair point. Littering sucks. Just makes the world worse. But at the same time, like, if I'm in a fucking bar, I would like to have a fucking cigarette without having to walk across the street.
Or freeze your ass off outside. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, your point about littering, I'm surprised I didn't bring this up sooner. You know how I am about litter and stuff.
Yeah, like the fucking fairy godmother of no littering.
Yeah.
Fucking cigarette butts in your pocket because you refuse to throw them out the window.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I always smell like old cigarette butts. Yeah.
Smell like old butts.
I would definitely try to do something about it, man. I don't know. I know littering's already technically illegal, but it's not enforced. Go outside right now. Whoever who's listening, go outside right now. You can't walk 100 feet without, probably being able to collect at least a pound of litter, and you didn't even make a dent.
I feel like that's why they make a lot of stuff like biodegradable now, because people are just so ignorant that they have to make things that way.
Except fuck paper straws, because they're literally after like 5 minutes you're just trying to suck fluid through a noodle.
Yeah, they are pretty terrible.
But that's the thing. Maybe just outlaw straws. I don't know how to solve all this. I just know that it bothers me.
I mean, it's not that hard to solve. You just drink with your fucking mouth.
Yeah, how people have always done it.
Yeah, you don't really need straws.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude, you just make straws illegal and there's like an underground network of got straws? You got straws, bro? Straws? Straws?
We're going to take down a straw factory
Just see
today.
a fucking shady guy in a trench coat with like fucking, You want a 50 pack?
Yeah.
I got a 50 pack for you. Good deals.
I even got him by the single.
Got my Lucy's.
Yeah, I got my Lucy's.
That's such a bad joke.
But like, making stuff out of like paper, because like paper cups and paper containers and stuff like that. At least that's good. That'll fucking degrade, and it won't take 1,000 years. Like plastic or styrofoam. Like styrofoam's the worst shit in the world.
Most styrofoam stuff was like not in use as I've gotten older.
Well, and the thing is too, man, like apparently hemp can be used to make all kinds of shit. And it's all like biodegradable. Like you can make like plastic stuff out of it, but it's hemp. You can make clothes out of it. You can make paper out of it. You can use it to make like building materials and
You
shit.
can smoke it and get really high.
I don't know about hemp.
But the thing it grows has sort of.
See, here goes this showing how kind of dumb I am. I'm not sure what exactly the difference is between hemp and like weed.
I think hemp is just the buds are the weed and the hemp is the
Like the
stalk.
stalks?
But
Okay.
again, I'm just as dumb, so
Yeah.
I would say that I'm 40-60, 40 being confident, 60
Yeah.
being not.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like hemp is the pot plant.
I know a lot of like electric cars and stuff get a lot of hate. I don't see the world going full electric. I just don't see it happening.
I think electric cars are a bad idea.
I think they're kind of neat.
I get what you're saying, but like the problem with that is what do you do with all the batteries when those cars are dead?
Yeah.
Because you can't break down a battery like you can, like an engine. You can melt that shit down.
Right, yeah.
You can't really do that with a battery because it leaks like something toxic.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, if we're going with our whole, line of thought here, if we have all this money and we're doing research, we could try to research ways to recycle batteries. At
That's
least
true.
most of the materials they're made out of. I'm not saying there wouldn't be no waste.
I think natural gas is one of the best things that we've used because we've been so conscious of global warming over the last like 25 or 26 years. It's shown that the ozone layer is regrowing. It's healing itself. Al Gore's campaign worked, and he helped change people's minds about how global warming can affect the world.
Yeah.
And we changed a lot of things. We do a lot more green energy style things.
So yeah, just make more things out of hemp. I feel like a lot of that probably got, because hemp is such a useful and not diverse, what's the word I'm thinking of? Versatile material. You can use it for so many different things. And it had to have just gotten like suppressed by people that wanted to use oil or...
There's a lot of stuff like that. Are you familiar with Nikola Tesla?
Oh yeah.
So his whole thing is there was like a shadow campaign to try and stop Tesla power, basically, because he wanted to create a free network of energy. But the energy companies didn't want that.
Right.
So they, did everything they could to make people fear Tesla power. I mean, that's the short version of that, basically. But
Yeah.
there's a lot to it, if anyone has time. Look up the basic screw job of Nikola Tesla or Nikola or whatever.
I guess a lot of his inventions, he wouldn't copyright them. He would invent all this shit, and then he'd just put it out there for people to use.
Yeah, well,
That's kind of why he died poor, but...
He screwed himself.
Yeah.
Didn't want credit for anything he did.
Well, and he had too much faith in everybody. I think he thought everybody would be like, oh, cool, thanks, Nikola. And we're just going to use this, and we're definitely not going to exploit it to make all kinds of stupid fucking money. Yeah, I think he was naive about what people would be willing to do to make $1.
You know what else I might change? I think I would get rid of like all the plastic that we use. I feel like we use like a shitload of plastic. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily biodegradable or even like usable afterwards. Actually, it might be. I just,
I think its reusability was probably a lot more than what we're getting out of it.
Probably. So many people just throw shit out the window.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to my littering thing. Can't stand it. When I see people throw stuff out of the window or just how useless of a fucking human being are you that you can't hold on to your trash until you get to a trash can. I know it's all going to get, basically littered into a big giant pile somewhere anyway, but at least it's centralized instead of just scattered all to hell.
Scattered, man. It's everywhere. Scattered to hell.
God, that really sets me off, though.
Yeah, get your goat.
That's the thing. I'm not even really a big environmental, freak. It's just like...
Are you sure?
Maybe. It's just, honestly, for me, personally, I think it's more about just like, how fucking entitled are you, man? How do you not think that... I think about, like, animals. Some dumb bird eating a cigarette butt or something and it kills them because you're a fucking lazy piece of shit. I was at work, watched a lady out the window. She's like sitting on this 3-wheeled trike motorcycle thing. Somebody rolls up behind her. I don't know if it was like her son or what. Younger guy. They talk for a minute. She's not even trying to get off of this thing. She's like leaning to get the gas pump to like put it on and put gas in her motorcycle. They talk for a while. He comes in. He's like, oh, let me get some gas. Prepays her gas for her and everything. Goes outside. She refuses to let her ass leave this seat. And so she's like leaning over to get the dispenser. She drinks her Red Bull while it's dispensing. Literally is sitting right next to a trash can, except it's like a couple of feet back behind her to like her left. God forbid she has to like even stand up on the pegs on the motorcycle to like turn around and throw it away. Literally just sets it down on the ground and takes off. So I go outside and her son that was in the car behind her, I'm assuming it was her son. I go outside, I pick up the can and I throw it in the garbage that was literally 2 feet away. And her son leaves his head out the window. He's like, I am so sorry, man. And I was like, it wasn't even your fault, bro.
Well, at least the family has half decency, 50-50.
Yeah, it was crazy, though. Like, this lady, just from watching her for 5 or 10 minutes, I could tell she was probably one of the laziest people in the world.
That's another problem that we have in the world, man. People are just really lazy. And not to say that I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
But
being lazy feels good.
It does. It really does.
Not doing stuff.
It is a serious problem. There's a level of laziness that it's like neglect.
Another thing I think I would change is where we're getting our energy from. Nuclear power, hydropower, stuff that's like renewable. Well, especially hydropower, like with dams and stuff like that.
Do you know how any of that works? I'm not smart enough to understand how energy works.
I'm just going off the top of my head here, and I'm more or less theorizing. But with like hydro dams, I think it like passes through these channels that they build and it spins a big ass turbine, and somehow that with the friction of the spinning it creates energy, and then you power entire cities that way. Nuclear power, a little more confusing. I mean, you're literally talking about nuclear physics. But
so why would you want to change those types of energy? Why would you want to convert to that?
I would get rid of like burning coal and stuff. More, environmental. I guess I am an environmentalist because it's just like we have ways of making energy and we have materials that aren't going to fuck up the earth once we discard them. But we just don't because it's greed, man.
What do we do about the people from Philly?
I'm not sure, man.
It's like, what would you do if you're like fucking a Philly chick and she just starts getting mad at you, man?
What, you call that a dick? You fuck like a broad.
See, yeah, and then they start antagonizing you.
Come on, you fucking loser. Fuck me harder.
Oh, dude, they are wild though. Go birds, or I can't do the accent, dude.
Go birds.
And they fucking love the Eagles, man. But they're wild. They're wild people. I mean, I respect it. Don't get me wrong. That was a whole joke about like, what do we do about the people of Philly? I love the people of Philly. They're crazy fun. They're just wild people. I haven't met too many, but the ones I have, fantastic.
Something about the Eastern Seaboard, man. It's just...
It's that Midwest mentality. They're Midwest, right? Pennsylvania? Or is that Northeast?
That's East Coast, yeah. That's.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Where's the Midwest stop?
Ohio, like Michigan.
Okay,
those kind of places.
Fair enough.
And the other direction, I have no idea. Maybe you stop at like Iowa, and
Yeah, I think it's Iowa.
Which is crazy because if you look at a map of the United States, you have the East Coast. How the hell is the Midwest the Midwest?
Yeah, I don't understand because it's almost like in the Mid-East.
Exactly.
Or Northeast.
I would say it's more east than anything.
Yeah. I think I would change the way we have fun. I think I would change it from being secluded inside. I think I would make a media marketing sort of advertisement to encourage people to interact with each other in person more. I would do everything I could to get people talking again in person, because the minute you stop talking to people, that's when you stop viewing them as human.
And you start othering each other.
You start othering each other, which is a great word, up there with pontificate.
Yeah.
Othering is one of the worst things I've seen in the last few years, and I just want it to be gone.
And also, I feel like people would generally show a little more respect towards each other, because there's a lot of stuff you might want to say, but you're not going to, because there's always the risk of getting punched in the face, rather than, being 100 miles away, a million miles away, whatever it is, on a computer, talking shit to somebody you've never met and will probably never interact with again. Fuck them. But all in all, I think if I was in charge of everything, we might be screwed. I think I'd be I'd be a little, in over my head, and maybe a lot of things that I feel like would be a good change would probably screw everything up worse. Which I'm sure that's happened a lot throughout history.
You know what? You say that, but I don't know of a single leader who didn't seem in over his head. How can you rule or guide over a bunch of people all at once?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no clear answer. There's no real, honest ending that everybody can be satisfied with, no matter what you do.
No, it's the old phrase, you can't please everybody.
So I guess if we were to change the world, we probably wouldn't change much.
Yeah. God, did we just learn something?
Grass isn't always greener.
Yeah, which kind of goes back to our point. Like, how would you unite the world so we could become like Star Trek? Well, Ben, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah. If life is like a box of chocolates, can somebody please let me know which chocolate gave Jenny AIDS?
Cool, man. I'm Hunter, and you've been listening to Garage Talk. If you'd like to add to the conversation, do so down in the comments. You know how it works. Like, subscribe, and be sure to join us next time.